the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Kwame Bafo Abronye say Adena Kelvin la no. So you su a Certiorari na. Naturally say a da assassin court on na okase into aseminungu na ususu say enfonso du no. Nanka o 6 months pay. 6 months in Abroso. And from 2020 to 2025, waba say yentu aseminungu. Se waka asem a ebu judge nimti ani yentu asem ninengu. No so do gidi say we political judgment and the course no. Isan say adi we no enam say ndc amanyoku no power no enunti ena omonam so de yes adi we a omotu Kelvin asem no anas omobo egu Abronye expose Kelvin big time I will show you some kind of evidence be a chese ampa ade no political judgment in the course of the Supreme Court on me ko kuti kwamba for Abronye mnasesia
awa ha Fre, amafa o message bra. Sameboa. That is the law of Certiorari. Say, and 2010, judge are taking decision. Some person may appeal. Nam pese Certiorari and it say. Me kwa kwashi decision no. A different from appeal. A different from appeal. Appeal there. Oh, call for the entire proceedings in nyina say. Court on internasi, no re-evaluation. But when there, oh, kwase omunko to that particular decision because baby attachment. And on there, ye call by Certiorari application. Na mramunu time I would be call for Certiorari no, and that ye take a decision no, who was 6 months. No wakwa challenge Certiorari application no. Ofa Kelvin Taylor Diana. Ye take a decision in 2020. February 2020. And now 5 years near. 5 years. 5 months. Adia Mranichra say you can only challenge a decision by way of Certiorari application within a 6 months period. After that 6 months, I expire, you can only go for an extension of time. So, what Supreme Court wa? Supreme Court no mubu asem no. Where the High Court rules no, or 6 months to challenge a decision of the High Court by way of Certiorari. What Supreme Court or the Supreme Court rules no? Emma ho kwan say ubekọ by way of Certiorari application you have 90 days, that is 3 months. Rule 62 of CI16 Supreme Court na ankasa wo mu di asem no wo mu wuru su ne say some person challenge decision bi e wo Supreme Court ho a o 3 months to do that. In this case now mo di call Supreme Court no, it was a High Court decision. And it's a High Court decision there. So we should see I-47 in there. Now Kelvin Taylor was 6 months to challenge that decision. Only 6 months. From 2020 to 2025. How many months? At therefore, Samna ye can about Nenchira Munina no. And to so bit Babina or criticize the Supreme Court ruling now. Say na 70. And until a lawyer sinibinum say, we a political judgment. Say na something that mean probably about challenging me. Say some make me boy. About yes, Supreme Court wakasa, Obia Anquada. Wa officer yambe how no to bentwa. Esi unchai. Supreme Court wakasa, Ubawa. Ya de bentwa ne akakaduro betua. Ama ko yirawa, Miss Waka humbi. my benye say ubowa Supreme Court de bent to a meswa kakadro sri usa fam wisa nyina beka ho e de agya okwane asembenye enti lawyers ne binum say a political decision of which I agree with them perfectly. Yes, you have 6 months, the statutory period within which to challenge a decision by way of certiorari is 6 months. That is statutory period. Case we had the hot 2020 up to 2025. 5 years, 5 months. Now say 6 months no expire. Your free be extension of time within which to file. And to ba kwa kwasra court no say nanka me wo akwanya se me challenge decision no namom enam circumstances binti akwantuo ni aduma munti yade bi ebo minti no that 6-month period no mantimi an challenge decision no ama 6 months na so and the court no stand emra ne mame per the rules of the court no ho kwan se obehwe explanation na wode ama no na explanation na aka wa want man call for that application no na court no I extend no ma grant request na yede ama. In this case Kelvin Taylor one, the most surprise thing is that Kelvin Taylor and call for extension of time. Say 6 months period, you know, I win into a select court to say, woman extension one court because only na oye. And one say, what did dead application you call for Certiorari are within the law no a woo. And here besides say, court no ultimate nasi, esuomo 2 years say, even though a time now we Kelvin Taylor to come by way of Certiorari, by a grantee extension, and watching your kwasi decision nana. These are the questions I say besides Supreme Court no. And we have every right to ask the Supreme Court questions. Criticizing the Supreme Court no does not amount to insult. Criticizing the Supreme Court no does not amount to insult. Yeah, me did judge be attempt to send a Kelvin Taylor. Did judges for them? And my judge Barbie say, Akrabini, one of the Supreme Court judges, you know, a chimpana, producers monstrous video number. On what kind? Or so my judge, you know, Kelvin Taylor, and my judge, you know, 24-hour ultimatum say, Obeguna Nimasi, judge, you know, what Supreme Court or your bar. Or say, on your crabby chimpana. Yeah, me did judge be at no bina crabby chimpana. Would they demo any day them? I know you was him. And now we have every right to criticize the judgment. Now you be some questions to say. Time Ben Kelvin Taylor apply for extension of time within which to apply for to apply for a certiorari. Time Ben will apply. And it's court now on the court own motion. And no grantee that extension of time now. I'm yet to receive the ruling. Our Tnanopa near de Bana de Baba. Naya Baba Mnimashe, how at the end here. But Oman quite sans say, ya may come once a me. A piano Kelvin Taylor follow yes. 6 months deadline no I come and me call for extension of time 1 year bibia and on what basis and a near can cross Supreme Court me assuming jurisdiction determine matter no because the application even the application ankasa before the court no incompetent application incompetent and how come a Supreme Court will preside over an incompetent application and gave a ruling to favor a nipana or the incompetent application by. These are the questions we should ask. One, the application is incompetent because 6 months period to apply for Certiorari no atwam. There was no extension of time for him to apply for that Certiorari. And the court no, on what basis? Wamwana in their own motion, wamaka say, even though asunkrana, wama grantia manana, incompetent application. And ye bisa say, inka hiani bi, obia oni biye, obia wa insa one prison wako wia banchi. Ena time aso say 6 months, court wa say 6 months, onye bibi, ena 6 months na pa ho. And a nipa this Certiorari application by ya Supreme Court no be grant ya manana. We are asking, thank you be grant ya manana. These are the questions. And Friday you digest one more reason no. Na ya dia to near me kan sanity ya. And Supreme Court no any right to say one more in their own motion no one be granted Kelvin Taylor extension of time one request for because it's a Certiorari application and it's a time na so na se nipa na follow rules no na so the application ne ba na so application ne out of time Supreme Court no enye mo na mo ba correct obi application ama no enye mo na mo ba correct obi application for Certiorari before the Supreme Court no na Kelvin Taylor was out of time and ye da mo grant man no. Producers, mumisa questions, the application Kelvin Taylor was out of time in the Certiorari application. So how comes the Supreme Court a granting application applicant no out of time? Or you out of time the application here incompetent and dead on arrival. And Obia will write, I will side with the lawyers now. Wamonka say a bad precedent. What's say? Yes, a bad precedent. Say somebody who was out of time, somebody who is out of time to apply for a particular application. Now 1 year, not judges need to meet last year. Near say they are granted. Mutimima incompetent application by incompetent at the apex court. At the apex court, incompetent application by competent. And you think some of us here can watch them incompetent application. Not time I read Nipano. Now or this application now by Supreme Court are entertaining. Rules na modi ya jumano and Supreme Court. The rules say even in your own decision, Supreme Court decision, if you want to challenge it by way of Certiorari, you have 90 days. So how come a Supreme Court will sit down and preside over an incompetent application? I have 5 years Certiorari application. Not the very decision now all challenge you know. At the 5 years, 5 months. Why? And you think say, Obia so say, what kind of Supreme Court to be free say to ho ni emfa bentoa entry out. Yabaka ho asem. Yankoya nim ene asem kese asi. Ha adwene se otie eniema asi ne asawase a ha adwene. Say kusasi hini a owo asawasi etu akasa unknown assailant etu akasa ye makusasi abusua nyina ewo asawasi ye momu yako